Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk to you about something that really matters to me. It's a concept that is very important, but a concept that often can create some controversy. It's the concept of purpose. When we talk about branding, we also talk about purpose. I've been working a lot with my clients about that. What is the purpose? Now, when we talk about the purpose in terms of branding, what we're talking about really is the why you do what you're doing. I think that most of you will be familiar with Sinek's It All Starts with Why. And I couldn't agree more. Because being in business only to make money is not going to make any difference for you as entrepreneur, as a company, or for your customers. Because that doesn't make any difference. You're like any other company. Now, your purpose, what you're doing, is what really makes a difference. It's been proven by study after study that companies that have a strong purpose perform better than companies without purpose. Why? Because the purpose is give a sense of direction internally and externally. People know what you stand for and they believe in it. And if you are really transparent and if you're really committed to your purpose, people will always, or always, but most likely choose you over your competitors. Having a purpose is a strength, is an inner strength that brands need to develop. Now, for some companies, it comes natural. If you think about Patagonia, their purpose is obvious. From the moment they were created, it was very obvious what was their purpose: to have a positive impact on the environment. But for other companies, it's a bit more difficult to define what is their purpose. And when we try with my clients to unfold and try to really get to that why, oftentimes I have been told, but we are not a charity. We do what we do for money. That's why we are in business. And that's where we need to stop a second. Your purpose goes beyond being in business. When we talk about purpose and what you can do that makes you really driven, that drives you as a company, the people who work for you, we're talking about something that has a positive impact, especially these days. Companies have such an opportunities to have a positive impact, and that doesn't mean that you don't have to have a profit. I'm thinking, for instance, a company like Nike. 20 years ago, I was boycotting Nike because Nike was producing balls using child labor. We all went up in arms and stopped buying Nike products. Now, my students today, they all want to work for Nike. Why? Because they don't care about child labor? No, because Nike listened and realized that just being a sport brand was not enough. So they became a brand with a purpose. They made sure that they produced the products in the right way, but not just that. How many campaigns have you seen from Nike that embrace a value, that embrace something bigger than just making money, than just having the best shoes to run? Obviously, they'll be taking a risk and do that. Not everybody appreciate their campaigns, but that didn't stop them. They saw the bigger picture. They know that people expect brands to have a purpose and to have a purposeful impact. I recently talked in an article about the fact that companies have a duty to have an impact, a positive impact. As entrepreneurs, as company, we have the opportunity to have a positive impact. And so your purpose as individual, as a company, as an entrepreneur is very important. It's not something that you can just brush off. Well, I'm going to tell you my vision, my mission. No, no, no. What is at the core of your business? Why are you doing what you do? And what positive impact can you have on the company, on the society? It's not just about you anymore. I was recently watching an interesting documentary about the biggest chef, sushi chef in the world. His name is Jiro. And the documentary is fantastic. But the one thing he said at the end of it was that he'd been cooking, preparing sushi for the past 70 years or something. And he's a very old guy. And there are types of sushi you cannot prepare anymore simply because that fish is not available anymore. And we know that overfishing is a problem. Now, what he was calling for was for companies to be mindful of what they do. And so, even if you are a fishing company, not to fish just for the sake of fishing, but to fish responsibly, which is an obvious concept because if you end all the fishes in the world, your company is going to end. So, that is just an example of a company could really have a purpose. What are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? And which kind of impact can you have? Positive impact can you have on the society? It's very important that companies stop to look at their role in society as just money makers. The world is changing. If anything, with the recent pandemic and the things we're going through, we are realizing what really matters to us. And if already before the pandemic, there's been a massive shift in consumer preferring brands with a soul, brands with a purpose over brands that are just there, we will see even a bigger shift in the next few years. I'm firmly confident in that. And that's why I encourage all of my clients and I encourage you to take this time to really look inside and find out what is your purpose. You might not have a clear purpose yet. As I said, some company have it. For other companies, it might not be that obvious. But take this time and look inside and try to really to figure out why are you doing what you're doing. And don't do this on your own. If you are a CEO, talk to your people. Your purpose cannot just bang imposed on your people. They deal with your customers. They liaise with your customers. They liaise with all of your stakeholders. They have to find a reason every day to come to work. And they probably are in the best position to explain to you what is their purpose every day when they come to work and to help you define what is the purpose of the company as a whole. So in this last day of this crazy summer, this very strange 2020 summer, I would really like to encourage all the business owners, all the decision makers to pause before launching into the new uncertain times ahead and think, what is your why you do what you're doing, and which kind of positive impact you can have on a society. And everybody really should do it. I promise I'm doing my part as well, because I think as a branding company we have an opportunity to help others for not for profit when we can, because branding, I believe in branding, I believe in what I do, and so I know that if I can help a company having a successful brand, I can help them succeed. But not just companies. I'm recently working with a school that had a lot of troubles. They need to reposition themselves, and I know that if I help them, obviously for free, because schools don't have budgets, I can have a positive impact on the community, a positive impact on the people, on the pupil of the school. So each one of us, I think, is called to take a little bit of time, think about their purpose, and see what kind of positive impact they can have. Thank you for listening. Until next time. Bye.